Okay, I'm back. Let's do let's see here. What do I have for 5 ways? Well, let's see if anything is going on for public parties. Starting. Let's do fragments. I'm gonna do let's just do a divine of the Templar and Marikath. I have a divine. I want uh, Legion. Templar emblems. And get 15. And Legion. Marikath. I can only get 6. I'm going to try doing this again. Currently at 60%. I'm down here. Got the bosses done. Go back to the middle. Do bosses again. Only one boss? Okay. If there's a boss on the right after you kill another one. Oh, the one on the left will have a second boss appear. Oh, okay. So I should kill that one and then come back and look, and then grab it, so I don't have to wait for the spawn. I didn't realize that was a two-part. So I'll go over here. No boss. No boss. One boss. Yeah. So boss. Oh, come on. Are you not dying? I'm trying to be fast and it's making me be slow instead. No boss. Oh, there was a boss, so I'll have to do that one again. There is a boss. Okay, so that got me not even a percent. Okay. I mean, I saw the bar move to sliver, but it didn't quite give me a percent, so. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe this build isn't great at this one. Okay, you're gonna be invincible. I'm just gonna ignore you. Quit being invincible. You're the only one alive? I can remove the immunity? I thought I just had to wait it out. Okay. That's good to know. See, I swear I'd been close to him, but I must not have actually touched the things before, the statues. Still at 60%. I think that's probably not worth doing. Let's try the XP again with tier 16. Do I have maps up here already? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do. I'm gonna try Breach and 8 mod dunes again. So I'm on my XP Breach. I probably could. I'm gonna try doing the evolution scarabs again. Yeah, I put them up for a divine apiece, and if I get spammed because somebody's looking for a specific one that this happens to match, they're so hard to price check. I don't really like doing it. Breach.
Your tolerance of the intolerable is admirable.
Can't find.
I'm sorry, Exile. I got distracted.
There's an evolution shrine. Divine. Nice. How do you beat Maven? Well, the way I like to beat Maven is by
This is
um
putting my trust in.
Is it really in your best interest to piss off a bloody arena? You should have
um
Hello.
severely outgearing it.
Die as you were meant to.
I haven't done a normal Maven fight in a while. I'll do a Maven fight quick after this.
A true servant of God can never be defeated.
Villainous scoundrel.
I shall die 1,000 times if death holds no friend.
Just do it, you git.
Bye bye. You kill so good, Exile. Quick and splatty. Hate the dark.
Okay, so let's put this stuff away. Okay, so let me do. I think I've got plenty of Maven. Oh no, I sold all of my Maven stuff. Let's grab one. No, other way around. I want that. I have gas. Well, the boss fights in Path of Exile are, um, like they expect you to dodge a lot of the attacks, but I like to outgear it. And then the memory is an instant kill if you don't, so there's phase one. Oh, so that you can't take. I forgot about that. It's been a while. That you need to get on these outside things. Okay, so now Maven's gonna do a memory game. So I need to start here. Maven got memory game is done. Maven's done. And then we gotta watch this thing here. And you get out onto this thing. After the explosion, you get back on here and you fight the brain. Memory game again. So you wait until it changes. So if you watch the memory game, it's going to start over here. And you wait for it to change. And it goes, I think I went this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Oh. And then the memory game's done. Now the brain's coming back out. Gotta get out onto the edge. So you have to wait for it to turn green, because that's the effectively you triggered it. And then the last bit of Maven, where did she go? Oh, memory game again. I hate the memory game. Are these beams also? Okay, so I start here. These beams turn off all your regen. So if you have any regen, you have to dodge the beams. Otherwise, you'll die to degens.
The living toy must enjoy our contests, for it continues to play. You and I should do this again soon.
Children are capricious, Nomad. Be warned. The memory of your sting will fade soon enough, and so too will her contrition.
Do I play Minecraft? I rarely play Minecraft. I do play it. Only modded Minecraft with multiplayer. Okay, so if you look at the arena here. So one of the things about this is this league, they changed it so that dying in a Maven fight doesn't change your XP. Dying in any boss fight that you go into and it's only the boss, you don't lose XP anymore. So you can do it a few times, and if you die to every memory game, you're not losing XP. That's 3 memory games. That's you get 6 portals. You know, the first times I beat Maven was before there was no XP loss, and I would just be at the beginning of my level, so I didn't care about the XP loss. And I would die the memory game every time because I wouldn't pay much attention. One thing to know is you see these like gaps here. Those are the sections. So there's 3 sections. There's this section, and you cross over these little gaps here. This is a section. This is a section. So the memory game is always 3, and it's always in that area. Also, I believe the rule is the memory game will never go from here to here. It can go this way, but it can never go that way. I don't know why, but I think that's how the memory game works. And then when she does her memory game, you just have to remember it, and it's like Simon Says. So, if you see it, like the first one was only 3, and it lit up this one, lit up that one, lit up this one. So all I had to do was make this one turn green, then go up into this one, and then back into this one. You can do it very quick. You can just do, you know. And so that's all you do. Then the second memory game has more steps. The third memory game has more steps. The memory game is almost a guaranteed kill if you don't get it right. The brain, the main thing is to get out onto these platforms whenever the brain first spawns, because he does that explosion. That's almost a guaranteed kill as well. You have to be very tanky to tank either of those. Between the two, if you lose every single one of those, I think that's all of your portals. So you can't make any other mistakes. So that's the main thing. The other thing is that the beams during that last phase, and I think there's other things that turn off your regen, will turn off your regen, but not just your regen, it's your ability to gain life. So I think even health flasks don't heal you there. So you just need to focus on dodging that stuff. You can dodge that stuff indefinitely if you just dodge. There's no like enrage or anything. So just get good at dodging that stuff, and being able to attack while you're waiting. You know, oh, I only got a second to attack. Okay, now I got to dodge again. Second attack, dodge again. Just dodge those beams. That's the main thing. So you just outgear it so you don't have to worry too much about the other damage and taking a long time to do the fight. Like I'm not doing insane damage, but I'm doing good enough that I'm happy with the amount of damage I'm doing. And I also am very tanky for taking a few hits here and there. And that's where I like to be. Good damage, great tankiness. But it's very hard to out-tank the memory game or the big explosion. What do I do for a living? Right now, this. It's, not really doing much yet, but eventually. So did that make sense? Yeah, and the memory game is at your own pace. There is like an explosion happening in the middle, like that an AE that's slowly growing, and that doesn't stop until you finish the memory game. So there is a time limit, but it isn't like crazy fast. So just focus on, you know, dodging stuff and hitting the right things in the right order. Because as soon as you hit the wrong one, you're gonna die. All right, back to XPing. I think Maven is widely regarded as the hardest Pinnacle boss. What's his name? Cyrus is also difficult. I think Maven's worse.
You forced us down this path. It's over, Leo. Where's the... Sometimes violence is...
You're more savage than any. Here's to practicing social skills.
My loyalties have been realigned, Muckluck. Don't expect a repeat.
Yeah, I can't guarantee that I would beat it, but if you need help, let me know and I can try. Like, I beat that one, but
Brothers and sisters warned me that leaving them would bring me nothing.
there's no guarantee I'd beat.
Give my regards.
Yeah, I just finished all my challenges, so I'm working on getting level 100, because I've never had a level 100 character. So, yeah, let me know if you're struggling still, and I can try to, you know, help you out with it. But, you know, I do still make mistakes from time to time. Divine Beauty. I think I forgot to put Breach on the map device. Whoops. Nope. Horn. Scarab of Awakening. Thanks for the following. Appreciate that. an Uber boss. So, if you have done here, let me. I'm almost done with this map. I'll just get out of the map, and I will show you the difference between a regular boss and an Uber boss. Where? Oh, I know. Okay. Okay. So, let's do. What do I have fragments for? So these are Uber fragments down here. Okay, Shaper and Elder. I've never done this one, so let's give it a try. So you've done Shaper and Elder at the same time, which is these ones. So, oh. So if I do this one, this is, technically this is Uber Elder. It's Elder and Shaper at the same time. Right? This was the original Uber. I think the original Uber. So you're fighting them both at the same time.
Exile, do something. Rot consume me.
I'm not great at these fights. They got a lot of immunity phases. How do you bypass all their immunity phases? Elder doesn't. Why is none of them taking damage? Oh, now the Shaper's taking damage. Okay. I do these guys like once, and then I just don't. Not a fan of the fight, so I just ignore them. I've never done the Uber. Okay. So that's the Uber Elder fight. Ooh, got a Watcher's Eye. And an Opal Ring. And then you can do, let me let's identify this Watcher's Eye, see how good it is. Purity of Elements, Purity of Lightning, Determination. The Determination Purity of Elements might be good. Seven Divines. Okay. I'll do 6. See if it sells. I don't think this is probably worth anything. So then what you do is you do tier 17 maps. These tier 17 maps, and these tier 17 maps have when you beat the bosses there will give you fragments. You collect 5 of the same fragment and you can open the Uber version of that fight. Now, this one's kind of confusing because it's like Uber because the Shaper Elder is already an Uber fight, but this was like a more difficult version of the same fight. I've never done it. We'll see if I beat it. But it's gonna look very similar.
Father, no!
Hey, how's it going? I don't know if I have the skill to block it.
Exile, do something!
But yeah, like his Shaper Balls are doing a group of 3, not just 1. He's doing them a lot more. There's a lot more dodging. They have more health. Technically, I think they just take less damage. Yeah, this is the Uber version. I've never done it. Ah. Oh, and then I didn't dodge that. Some things I can just tank. Some things I definitely can't. Yeah, Elder the one taking damage right now. Yeah, oh, I accidentally put a spot. That's a bad spot for that. I think neither of them are taking damage right now.
Oh, you
Oh,
stupid.
and then I stood in something again. Well, I definitely am getting it, but I'm dying a lot more. Partly because I'm not used to doing this fight because I've never done it before. But and now this fight has some unique drops that are unique to it. And all the stuff is going to be a higher level. So, yeah, item level 87 and all this stuff. So, if I care about item level 87 of these things, which I really don't, I got a Elder's Exalted Orb, which is worth 80 chaos. And this, Call of the Void, which I think is also not very, yeah, 50 chaos. So, I didn't make back the amount of currency that I put into it, but you can get better drops that will. But yeah, they're harder versions of the same fight. And if you look at the fragments tab, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different Uber fights. This one is Uber Maven. So Maven is the hardest of the non-Ubers. And yes, very difficult. Probably the hardest of the Ubers. The rest of them are okay. So there's Shaper, which I can do Shaper just fine. The Awakener, that's Cyrus. I don't know if I would be able to do that one any better than the one I just did. So let me look quick. Oh, okay. Al Hazim crest. That's here. That's the yeah, Alzheimer's crest. I'm like, I've never heard of that. Al Hazim, this is what does the Cyrus fight. So if we do we do that, you have to beat one of each of the Conquerors of the Atlas. This was the end boss for the Conquerors of the Atlas expansion.
Did you really think this would work?
The Conquerors of the Atlas storyline is kind of interesting. So if you if you're a fan of story, I'd
How boring.
look into that story. It's interesting.
You want the Atlas? Take it. It's yours. But order
The Conquerors of the Atlas are effectively players
to the ground.
turned into NPCs, which are also Rogue Exiles. Those are also players turned into NPCs, but these are players that made it all the way to the end game mapping. Whoop, laggy. So this fight, the key is to get underneath him wherever he went. Here he is. And get underneath him. That'll trigger the fight to start. And then he does this thing. Spawns another thing. And then you just kind of have to dodge things while you wait for everything to get out of the way so you can get underneath them again to trigger it again.
They became reliant on it. I'm not so foolish.
Why are you not triggering the next part of your... Oh, he is in the next part of his fight. Now he's in the third fight. These things will kill you very quickly. You just kind of have to wait for him to move out of the way.
Is life really interesting enough to warrant all this pain?
And now he's on to the next phase. If you're doing like 250 million DPS, you're gonna have no problem with this guy.
Edge of death, my heart races. I am alive.
Let's see if he gets me in the meteor again. The hardest thing about this is the meteors are generally a one-shot. No, he didn't even do it.
I felt something.
I'm sorry.
These are,
It was all my fault.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I wonder if did I have enough to do the Uber version of that fight? Yeah, it's not worth anything. I do. So we'll do the Uber version of that fight. See how many times I die in the Uber version of that fight. Because it's the same fight, just harder.
Did you really think this would work?
Cirrus, please, we want to
Yeah, I focus on survivability before I focus on damage. Because I'd rather be able to take a hit
How boring and small.
than kill things in one hit.
The Atlas.
If you're most builds that are up at the damage that you're at, the 250 million or so, sacrifice a lot of survivability for all that damage, which can make you really good at bosses that don't have phases.
What's this? A real challenge. You finally caught my attention.
Well, oh, I stood in the die beam and the accidentally jumped into one of the things. So that was a death that would absolutely have happened even on the normal one. So I jumped into one of the things. This is the part that's hard about this, is those things can kill you very easily.
The others found
Oh, no. Regen.
reliant on them.
Okay.
So foolish.
Oh, he's summoning the thing again already?
Is life really interesting enough to
Okay.
warrant all this pain?
So this, you have to get out of here before the meteor hits, or the meteor will kill you. Oh, jeez, I didn't mean to walk into that. For farming raw currency, it depends on what your farming strategy is. Are you farming tier 16s? Are you farming, or do you want to do abyss farming? So these beams will also turn off your degen or your regen. So now I have to get out of 3 of these. Come on. Ooh. This one I can usually just sit and tank, so I let him do his attack. If you run out of here, it'll stop it. Like, if you want just straight raw currency. Did he really not drop anything good? So I died once.
I'm sorry. Cirrus, this was all my fault. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let me see if I still have my build in Path of Building. I don't have everything turned on. I do use power charges. I do use endurance charges. The enemy is always cursed. Okay. So I have an effective HP pool of 614,000. And that's before taking into account my mercenary. Okay, so my mercenary has this chestplate on to make it so my action speed cannot be removed, modified below base value, but also enemies cannot deal critical strikes. I don't know if I can add that. Nearby enemies can. How is it? Cannot deal critical strike. I don't think that actually, like this, custom modifiers. I don't know how to put that in there properly to make that work. Enemy critical strike chance 0. Sure. Then I have enfeeble. I don't know how to add that in here. But my EHP is higher than that because of things that don't show here. Nearby enemies convert 25% of their physical damage to fire. Did that actually work? Yeah, that did work. 657. Why is this? I spelled that wrong. I think I could probably do skills. New socket group. Enfeeble. I don't know.
much to discuss.
I did it.
Hail!
Thanks to your hard work.
Okay, let's look at your POB. Okay, so in your configuration, you've got power, frenzy, and endurance charges. Okay, let's figure out. Five power charges, 9 frenzy, 9 endurance, 9 brutal. So you gain brutal charges instead of endurance charges. Do you have... You count as maximum endurance charges. Okay. Max frenzy charge there. Gain frenzy charges here, and this gets you your other charges. I have to open my drink. Do you have that in your configuration? So what are all of these weightings in here? So there's your Perkle's Toe. Merc Aura Wrath. Okay. What are all these? This looks like something that shouldn't be in custom modifiers. Looks like something that's supposed to be in notes. Yeah, Doriani's yeah, that's where this negative 200 lightning resist is coming in. You don't need that down here. And this 14% more damage is Hydrosphere. If you've got Hydrosphere in here, That should already be getting counted in. And the only thing that matters with Hydrosphere isn't 14% more damage. It is 100% of your damage is converted to lightning. Which, did I put that under notes? 100% increased lightning damage. Yeah, that's okay. So that's what it's doing. If you take that out, the combined DPS is 203 million. You put that in, 216 million. And the negative 200 is already accounted for here. If this was normal, that's significantly less, but negative 200 is the cap. So that changes that, but that doesn't change anything with your like that's doing your wrath. This is giving you Culling Strike, which doesn't really make a difference. Actually, are you okay? If I look at the skills again for Hydrosphere, I've not used a bunch of Hydrosphere. 100% to physical damage, to cold if it has no ailments, so it's not doing cold. Oh, it does do it if it's frozen or brittle. Are you also freezing? Because what I'm trying to figure out is in configuration, you have ignited, what's causing the ignite? You have scorched, what's causing scorched? This config option is conditional with missing source and is invalid. Okay, so right now you don't have these. So you're only doing 145 million, which is still more than I'm doing. That's like 3 times as much as I'm doing. Okay. You've got fortified checked. Leeching. Blocked recently. But it's red. Why is it saying it's red? Do you not have any block? You have block chance. What's going on here? All glitched. Okay. So I think some of your configuration might be a little bit off for, especially for where you're at right now. Compared to, you know, everything else. Are you intimidating? Okay, let's look at your tree. That one thing fixes your chaos resist. Um, your timeless jewel. So, I mean, it's adding 50% of your DPS. Not, well, 40% more DPS. Like 20% increased melee damage there. 5% chance to deal double damage there. So that's those two are pretty good. You're over fire res cap, and then you have a fire res tattoo. You're well over cold res. Oh, add intimidate, add rage on melee hit. Okay. So you're tattooed to do blind. Okay. You can just scour them at least to put them back to their base stats. Yeah, I see that. Um, so one thing is like your block chance isn't capped, and it would be not crazy. So right now it feels like you've got a bunch of half defenses, and if you change things around to get a couple of like get something full instead of a couple of halves, it'd probably feel a lot better. Having 63% spell suppression chance, if you're only at 63% spell suppression, you should probably have spell suppression chance is lucky. Um, so that you're more likely to suppress spell damage. Um, and then I would probably put more. Um, there's a better block node. I don't know if you're near. Yeah, there's block node here. So if you grabbed these, and then 2% or 1% to block spell for every 5% to block normal, then you're at. Yeah, block chance. So block chance is truly random, unlike evasion, which is deterministic. So with block chance being truly random, you really want it to be as high as possible. I mean, you want your evasion to be high as possible if you're doing that too, but um yeah, your evasion is also not great. What do you have for flasks? That's with all the flasks on. Yeah, I think the key is that your defenses are all half made. So that might be where you're feeling a bit squishy. Because you have 8,000 armor, which sounds like a lot, but armor's not amazing unless you stack a lot of it. Somewhere around here. There is something. I don't remember where it is. Maybe you're not as close to it as I thought you were. I thought one of these that were down here converted all your evasion to armor or your armor to evasion, one way or the other. I'm not finding the thing that I was looking for, but there was a um node that I thought it was down here. And turn that off. Maybe that's it's right here. It's getting changed to strength of blood. So if you didn't have this, you could grab iron reflexes, converts all evasion to armor. And that lets you stack armor better. But then you're not evading. The other way around would probably be better, but I don't think that that exists. Let's see here. Let's look at your items again. What flasks do you got? A life flask, a tincture, granite flask, silver flask, diamond flask. So granite is giving you armor. I wonder if instead of this granite flask, if you did a which flask is the here, let's just do my flask. Jade flask. Instead of granite, if we did jade, actually I need to edit that because you wouldn't be doing the 70% increased effect because you're not using a mage blood, but edit. No, cancel. Apply enchantment. Instilling orb. Used when charges reach full. All right. So that gives you, oh no, save it. 16,000 evasion rating, which gets your evasion rating up quite a bit. This also has shock avoidance, which you wouldn't necessarily need. You could grab something else like increased effect of. I see, and then you got increased armor on your silver flask. So a little bit of armor helps a lot for small hits. But yeah, look how much this flask changes. And if we switch this over to this one, I guess this is increasing your effective hit pool. So maybe that is fine. I don't know. Armor, the way armor works is kind of weird. And so the bigger the hit, the less armor works against the hit. So big slams are going to effectively act like you have no armor anyways. But evasion doesn't have that penalty. So I usually go evasion anyways. Also, are you using life leech? And do you have any of that life leech instant? Okay. That's good. Yeah, it looks like what I would do is I'd focus on getting more block. Because if you grab these nodes, you grab these nodes, and then you do the spell block. That alone doubles your effective hit pool, pretty much. And you could probably find some nodes that you don't strictly need. Oh, also spell suppression is lucky is if you're at any decent amount of spell suppression, but not like 98 or higher. If you could make this somehow give you a higher chance to like this phasing. So if you get within 8% of capping, I would do this, but until you're there, do this. I mean, you can use a jewel socket to do that, but what jewel are you giving up to do that? And these are more powerful. Especially since this one also has 0.4% of attack damage leech his life. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points is what I'm talking at. What level are you? You're 94. So you'd have to give something up. Oh yeah, here's your 5% of leeches instant. Okay. When you get 2 more points, you're going to grab which jewel socket? You've already got that one. You've already got that one. I already have that one. This one here? Oh, here. That one. Okay, so you got a jewel socket there. So that gets you one jewel socket. Which, if you got a good block jewel, these 2 points is 10% block and recover life when you block. The most I've seen on a standard jewel is 3% chance to block. So these 2 points get you 13% chance to block. Unless you've got a jewel in mind that is maybe a unique jewel that's going to be doing it. Like I usually drop these ones here, but that's 5% life. Dropping that 5% life for this is more defensive. How is your mana reservation? You can't do that. Alternatively, you could decide that you're not going to do spell suppression at all. So drop those points, drop these points, and go all in on block. That's still more. So that's 4 points for this one. 2 points for that one. So that's 4 points here, 2 points there. You could do that right now, and that's more effective health. You know, you're at. Put that back in. 206,000 effective health versus 190. So that's 16,000. That's almost, 8% more effective health. Because like right now your spell suppression, actually you don't have that lucky point either. So 176,000. So from 176,000 to drop spell suppression there and there. And gain these two, that point, these two. That's 206,000 effective health pool. For having higher block chance. And then you said your shield is going to increase your block chance. That you have an upgraded shield that you're going to do that'll increase your block chance. So if that gets you another 6 points, then you'll be block capped, and then you just need spell block. Because spell block, like your spell block is 38%, and when you suppress spell damage, you take half damage from the spell. When you block spell damage, you don't take any. I don't think PoE Ninja takes any of this custom configuration into account. So PoE Ninja is missing some things. It counts. It's a little. It's good in general, but it misses some things. It counts things wrong. It might show your DPS is higher or lower, or your effective health is higher or lower. What other spell suppression do we have on here? Tree. Was that all of your spell suppression that you had? You have 10% chance. Yeah, it still shows you have 38%. Which you must be getting off of gear. Yeah, there's 7 there. That's only 7. Now let's go to calculation. Spell suppression. No, it only shows 7% here. Why does it show? Oh no, it does show. Oh, spell block chance I read. 7%. So you just have this the little bit on your armor, which means you could get rid of that. If you were to get more spell suppression on your armor, then spell suppression is more consistent than block because you can't get. I mean, you can increase your block cap higher than 75, but not a ton, and it takes a lot of investment. So spell suppression is better than spell block when you can cap it, but it doesn't look like you're going to be able to do that. And so I would focus on one, and your block is better. Focus on block. Are you dual wield? No, you are using a shield. I gotta fly here. 1 second. As soon as I back up, it's gone. I don't know. Whatever. I would block. Right now, you don't have enough spell suppression for it to feel good at all. I would focus on a couple of defenses. Because right now, you've got some evasion, some armor, some spell block, some normal block, some spell suppression. Having some of everything is terrible. You'd rather have a lot of something and then maybe less of other things, or even none. Like spell suppression is great. It is very helpful. But if you're only going to have 50% spell suppression chance, then the other 50%, you're taking 100% of that damage. It doesn't feel great. So if you can get your spell block up, see if there's more. So if you were to get, let's say that you got up to 75% block chance. So let's say your block chance, I'm going to do a configuration. I'm going to do plus, we'll just do plus 10% block chance. No. Chance to block attack. Yeah. 10% chance to block attack damage. That will get you up to 75% block chance, a little bit over, and 40% spell block chance. And you could take this node, which would get you to 65 on both. And that would probably feel better. It basically takes your overcapped normal block and gives it to your spell block. That would probably feel better. And then you don't have to worry about putting spell block on. Let's do a wielding mastery. Yeah, there's not really a lot of additional spell block around. You can get spell block on jewels. You can get spell block on a cluster. So right now, like, you don't have enough room for another cluster. But if you got another cluster and you dropped some of this additional you know, maybe you drop some of the damage so that you can put, you know, the cluster in. All right. Sounds good. Hopefully I got the fly. Oh, I didn't mean to go into here. Oh no, I do need to go in there.
I will hang your head on my belt, as Calm did Lionel's. Exile ancestors, have you forsaken me? I choose ancestors. Give me strength to withstand the shame and dishonor this exile. Cast upon me. I'll defend this.
Impressive display, warrior, but not enough.
I just can't bring my... I'm trying hard. Death's the only option here.
What's wrong, Varici?
Verici unsettles me.
You are after the crown.
All part of the cycle. You're more sad.
I'm glad we could come to an understanding.
I don't deal in introductions, just outcomes. May your choice. Our society prefers swift resolutions.
And bear with me here. What if instead of gutting me, you just let me go? And I mean, really go. Gone. Out of the Syndicate.
You fight well in a cage, thanks to your blessings.
You are no
Just do it.
I just fool. Do not.
I really.
Fool. You could kill me.
I am on the job.
Just realized I need to change a point around. I'm gonna take this one off. Put this one in. No. This one in. Oh, have the wrong. Need what? Hi, Demon Slayer. No. I made my video this morning that's going live on Friday, and I will probably stream a bit tomorrow, but then I'm gone until Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday.
Did house kayaks and such. Entropy claims all.
The mother of death will not return me.
Stay down, Haku.
I do not wish to be here any longer, Exile. I do not.
Rot consumed.
Chimera, kill me once. I'm supposed to offer to betray him. We will talk about strategic.
A truce. For now.
Welcome back. So I was thinking about all the changes that we were talking about making to your character, and I think the key is, do you feel tanky enough with where you're at right now? If the answer is no, then you should probably make some changes and sacrifice a little bit of your damage to increase both your spell suppression and your block. What you'd want to sacrifice for it, I don't know. Oh, XP gain is super slow as the levels go on. Especially if you die a bit. But to be completely fair, if you hit level 90 in a character, you can consider that character fully leveled. A lot of people never go above 90. 90 to 95. So you could just say, okay, I've gotten to where I like it. And I'm also not personally a big fan of Flicker Strikes, so well, certain things always will. You know, like I said, if you miss the Maven thing, I've got triple your effective health, almost 4 times your effective health, and I'll still get one shot by missing the memory game or getting hit by the brain. And then some builds will always have map mods that they just can't do. And you just got to learn what they are and avoid them. And that's where, when you're rolling things, I don't know if I still have... no. There's a website you can use. Where you can do things for map mods and be like, okay, on tier 17, I don't want these ones. This is the one I don't like. Less defenses is defense and damage for me. Vault Core, still, I don't like them. They get me killed, especially if there's AE. So if you don't like Reflect, so you can search up here for Reflect. It's probably elemental damage because you're converting everything, but you're doing physical at some point, so maybe neither of them you can do. So you do this, and then you copy that out, and you go to your map, and you look at your maps, and you paste that in, and those are the ones you can run. All the rest of them you can't run for some reason, you know, depending on what all you do. So, you know, rolling a bunch of maps and using this site to select which mods you want to not have. Yeah, that's common with a lot. I do chaos damage, and so elemental and physical reflect don't hurt me. And even if there was a chaos reflect, I'm also chaos immune, so I don't have to worry about chaos resistance or anything like that. That lets me scale things up more than I normally would be able to for my other defenses.
Flames all.
This bastion will not fall as long as our faith God certainly simple destiny. If only you could see the... All right.
Ancestors, enough blood has been. Then it is subterfuge.
I don't think I went in here yet.
The bargainer. Let steel taste blood, but you are no fiend. You are clearly that serves my plan quite well.
Hello.
You know, and to me, part of the thing with the build is just to pick a direction and stick with that direction, because what I used to constantly change things around. Be like, well, I'm not really liking this, so I'm going to switch it. I'm not really liking this other thing. I switch it, and then you end up spending so much money on each individual thing that you never have the money to buy the big things that make the real difference. So, I'm also not a fan of Liquor Strike personally. Just I don't know. It doesn't click with the way that I play. Although this feels a lot like Liquor Strike sometimes when I have enough cast speed, because I've got the whole Soul Eater stuff going on. Yeah, I'm pretty bad about doing that usually, and this league I stopped myself from doing that. Well, okay, no. I did it a whole bunch, but then I played enough where I've decided at some point to stop doing it.
To claim back victory.
I can't say I didn't do it. I've got like 12 characters, including a Flicker Strike character that I didn't care for. Where's the other evolution shrine?
Dominus exiled me.
Better a deal than having to kill you, old man.
Oh, here it is.
I stayed true to my word, Exile. Exile.
There's only one.
I choose.
I've seen your still, mate.
Hello.
All right. Um, what do I have for breach? I got 2 Chayulas. How much are Chayulas? I have some divine. I want Chayula's breach stones. They're a divine apiece. What if I want flawless breach stones? That's a level higher. Four divines apiece. So let's do let's do 8. And then we're gonna go. I'm gonna open a public group. Create party. Let's see if anybody joins my public party. There's like no public parties up right now. So I'm at 68%. I think this is way faster than running the maps. Even with the evolution shrines. Yeah, I'm getting like 1% or 1.5% per run, which doesn't take very long. No, we probably can kill things fast enough. I probably should be killing the boss. magic here. Oh, maybe I'm getting almost a percent per. That is a great great username.
Swift end.
You know, I am a fan of some nice looking spreadsheets. Are you gonna share the spreadsheet that you made? You had a massive damage increase, but did you get a survivability increase? So if you can accomplish both, that's what you want.
Kayaks and steel. Never fails.
Oh yeah. So I'm at 77 at the beginning of this one. A whole 10 chaos. I will take a look at that in a minute. Blueprints are possible purchase using loyalty points. The rewards for doing faction warfare activity. Okay. And the sheet calculated profits in in-game currency per loyalty point. Um, as well as deciding which station to sell them to for max profit. Oh, nice. At 80%, in theory, like 20 to 25 of these should get me 100. Finally, a blessing. Doesn't pay for it. Yeah, autocorrect is the bane of any weird word. The last nomad is stuck traveling. Oh, DC'd. Welcome home. No. She made, yeah, she's outside by the fence, just sitting there.
his will.
Rocks consume you.
We carry his sentence.
Sounds good. Is essence farming really good divines per hour, or would you be better off doing like harbingers? Because I made the bulk of my initial currency with harbingers. And harbingers, you're really just making your money back until you get fracturing orbs, and then fracturing orbs are like 8 divines. That's fair. I know a lot of people do essence farming. I just yeah. I think you need corrupted gear that has +1 to end frenzy charges. It could be, depending on when the build was made, something that is not possible anymore. Might have been a league specific thing.
Thoughts consume you.
I am 11% away from being level 100. I really want to just finish this. Okay. Yes. She's trying to get my cheese and farting at the same time. My dog is weird. Oh, and it stinks. Nope. I just realized this whole time I haven't had my omen on me. So I really gotta make sure I don't die. I shouldn't die. These guys shouldn't be able to kill me, but dying would suck right now. Grab an omen quick. So, should the worst happen, I at least only lose 2.5% instead of 10. I have divines. I want breach stones. Let's do 12 of them. 8%.
Kneel.
Man, the people in chat have the interesting name here. One person's name, his character name is I Can't Stop Vomiting. Ah. And another guy is There is a snake in my asshole. Something tells me they might be related. Yeah. The one saw it happen to the other. $7%.
Guardians strike true.
6%. What'd you say? I'm at 95%. I do like 6 more, maybe 7 more. Which I have 7.
One shot, one kill.
96%. You eating some Mississippi pot roast with mashed potatoes? That sounds really good. Made in the Instant Pot. So, I'm more of a smoked meat guy than a pot roast guy. I don't. I'm not a fan of soups. Hmm. Yeah, it sounds good. Here, 3% to go. 97%. do like some mashed potatoes. No, I saw somebody watching some random YouTube the other day. We were watching people from not the Midwest trying Midwest food. And they did tater tot hot dish. And I'm like, oh man, it's been so long since I've had tater tot hot dish. Now I want tater tot hot dish. But they made it wrong. Not super wrong, just a little bit wrong. They only had tater tots on the top. Gotta have tater tots somewhere in the middle too. No. Yeah, there's on the top, but there's also some in the middle. Ah, no. You gotta have more tater tots than they did. Hot dish is basically a casserole. There is technically a difference. I don't know what it is. I'd have to look it up. We were in Kansas City and had some barbecue from like a hole in the wall barbecue joint, and it was good. Better than your average barbecue, but I like the stuff I make better, but probably because I make it. I feel like so many places barbecue is so dry, and the place we went to wasn't an exception. It wasn't super dry, but it was more dry than I would want. I want the barbecue, the meat to be good enough where you don't need to put sauce on it. Did I get that divine? Oh, somebody else got it. It is very possible I went to the wrong place. No, at 98%. I think the problem is like I like pulled pork and I like brisket and I like ribs. Ribs get a little bit messy. I don't like getting a ton of sauce on my hands and stuff. Which sucks because I like barbecue and you tend to get messy eating good barbecue, but I'll deal with that. That's fine. And so I order like brisket and the brisket's always dry. Everywhere you go, if you get brisket, it's always dry. I don't think I've gone to a restaurant and had good brisket. I've had okay brisket, but I've not had good brisket at a restaurant. Ah, laundry. Laundry's important. All right. So I'm at 99%. Here we go. Level 100. Okay. I'm going to leave party. That guy was nice. I got 4 blessings. I'm going to look these up because Red Dream is one that I'm using currently. 5 chaos, 15 chaos. 100 chaos because this one's perfect. Can you use the blessings on these? You can. What does this green jewel become? The green nightmare. Okay, what does Skin of the Loyal become? Skin of the Lords. With 3 3 red, 2 green, and a blue. And let's do... doesn't have to be online only. Just a couple of divine. Okay. Well, that's it. Let me put this point in so I have all my points in. And I already have both of those. What's the difference between the red dream and the red nightmare? Oh, gain an endurance charge. This is the one I'm using. If I had done this to one that had 10. Okay. Doesn't matter. I'm effectively done with the league now. So let's just identify these things. I don't know why I have... Oh, why is that got... Whatever. I don't need to worry about that anymore because I can't gain XP. I'm level 100. So, I'm going to call it a night there. I probably will be on for a bit tomorrow, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Now that I've done all the challenges and got level 100, I pretty much checked all the boxes. So, and then after tomorrow, I'll be gone until at least Tuesday. But then I'll be back and we'll be getting ready for Last Epoch. So, play that for a little bit and then Path of Exile 2. So, thanks again. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining me on this journey to level 100. And have a good one.